to be able to just make a choice on your own and just be able to speak for yourself.
This one's wife. As Liquor Supreme appears. Hello, I'm H.G. Tudor. Benjamin Franklin, in a letter to Jean-Baptiste Leroy in 1789, wrote, "Our new constitution is now established, and has an appearance that promises permanency. But in this world, nothing can be said to be certain except death and taxes." Franklin wasn't actually the first person to use such a phrase, but his is the most famous. Daniel Defoe utilised it in The Political History of the Devil, and The Cobbler of Preston by Christopher Bullock in 1716 made reference, "You lie, you are not sure, for I say, woman, 'tis impossible to be sure of anything but death and taxes." Thus, the idiom has been around for some time with regard to the question of certainty. It's also the case that there are other things of which one can be certain. The sun will rise in the east and will set in the west. That, if you've dropped your toast, which is buttered, it will land butter side down just to piss you off. And it's also the case that there is the certainty that this one's wife's lieutenant, the improbably named plastic-faced lickspittle that is Omid Scobie, will come slug-like, crawling out from under whichever rock he's been lurking under, for the purposes of doing her bidding. Whether it is talking in glowing praise about his mistress, or whether it's denigrating those that she has painted black, he responds like the reflex action of being hit upon the knee with a hammer. He makes himself available, trotting out whatever supportive line must be issued, and he's at it again. Despite the fact that Bell Endgame was a complete fuck-up with regard to its supposed leak of the two royal racists and hasn't sold anywhere near as many copies as will keep him in the plastic surgery that he's become accustomed to, the problem that has originated for him is that he is, like his mistress, a figure of derision. Many narcissists utilize lieutenants. Narcissists have a coterie, individuals that are supported of them, but the lieutenant is a more important member of that coterie. An individual who the narcissist can rely upon to be particularly supportive, to undertake things on behalf of the narcissist, to do the things that the narcissist requires. Invariably, this is done of the lieutenant's own volition. They believe in the cause, for instance, that a narcissist represents, or they believe that it's the right thing to do, to be supportive and carry out the wishes and desires of the narcissist. Often they'll do things without necessarily being asked, and in other instances will carry out, in effect, the orders that are given to them by the narcissist. In some instances, the lieutenant's compliance is obtained by the use of threat, with a carrot and stick approach. But with Omid Scobie, he has nailed his colours to the mast with regard to supporting the Sussexes, and it really is his meal ticket. Indeed, his opportunities are diminished because he has been so closely aligned with the Sussexes, despite his protestations to the contrary, that anybody else would be hard-pressed to want to involve him, and therefore he has to eke out an existence, taking the scraps that are thrown to him by this one's wife. Here he demonstrates his odious nature, as the News International reports, Omid Scobie mocks William, Kate, with Harry and this one's wife Jamaica trip, showing that he has the same level of moral ability as his mistress, notwithstanding the fact that the Princess of Wales has undergone abdominal surgery and is recuperating in hospital. He deems that it is appropriate to take a pot shot at her and her husband. Prince Harry and this one's wife were dressed to the nines as they made a surprise appearance at the Bob Marley One Love biopic premiere in Kingston, Jamaica. See parts pass him. The Monty Shit Show-based couple marked their return to the country nearly 7 years after they attended a close pal's wedding, or more accurately, when Harry attended that wedding and this one's wife gatecrashed it. Harry and this one's wife appeared to have received a royal welcome from the natives as they walked the red carpet together, holding hands, physical assertion of control through the grip of doom. They also posed for photos with Brian Robbins, the CEO of Paramount Pictures and Nickelodeon, more about that later, as well as the Prime Minister of Jamaica, Andrew Holness. Omid Scobie, royal author and an alleged friend of the Sussexes, made a comment on the couple's reception, taking a jab at Prince William and Kate Middleton. Quote, tweeting a video of the moment, Scobie wrote, "A different vibe to the last time we saw PM Andrew Holness with members of the royal family. This is the cowardly sneak attack of the plastic-faced one to suggest that, hey, look, here's this one's wife and this one chilling out with the Prime Minister of Jamaica. Isn't it cool? See how they easily blend in with people of colour. What a great vibe that's going on. Compare that with the suggestion of a more colonial approach when William and Catherine attended." The comment seems to be a reference to William and Kate's disastrous Caribbean tour in March 2022. During the trip, in meeting with the then Duke and Duchess of Cambridge, Prime Minister Holness announced Jamaica's plans to sever ties with the British monarchy as an independent, full-developed and prosperous country. This seems to be a stark contrast into how the Sussexes, who stepped down from their royal positions in 2020, got compared to the backlash now Prince and Princess of Wales got 2 years ago. Scobie can always be relied upon to follow up with that second punch. He's like that snivelly little boy at school, where the bigger boy would make a comment and he would then follow up with some supposedly witty after-observation. That he would deliver that metaphorical second punch, safe in the knowledge that he could hide behind the bigger boy. He always has to piggyback the Sussexes, because other than that, what has he got? Sweet fuck all. He is just as vacuous and as empty as the mistress that he adores. And once again, he exhibits his true nature by casting aspersions against a woman that is currently in hospital, and doing so in order to undertake a smearing by proxy on behalf of this one's wife. The Arslicker Supreme can always be relied upon to crawl out from the relevant rock in order to do the bidding of this one's wife. And he's demonstrated it once again in his role as a lieutenant to the Narcissist. I'm H.G. Tudor. Thank you for listening.